Hey everyone, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can easily save text styles in Affinity Publisher application-wide so they're always at your fingertips. Now I'm using the desktop version for this tutorial, but I've created an iPad version as well and linked it below. So let's talk about the problem we're trying to solve for. You probably know that text styles allow you to quickly apply a set of attributes to text, whether it's at a character or a paragraph level, and it allows for consistency throughout your document. They're a huge time saver. The problem is they don't save at an application level. Anytime you open a new document like I've done here, you're given a new default set of text styles. Now I could adjust these and save them, but again, that's only going to be within this document. There's also a way to import a previous document with styles that you want to use, but there's an even easier way to save them, and that's with the Assets panel. Whenever I open a new document, I tend to get rid of the defaults first. This step is entirely optional. I do it because I prefer to work with a clean slate. So I'll go to the burger menu before I add anything to my document and choose Delete Unused Styles. And that's going to leave me with two no style styles. Now, if you don't see your text styles panel, just go up to the top to Window, Text, and then to Text Styles. If you look at my Assets panel, you can see I have a couple of sets of text styles that I've created here made up of multiple fonts. So I've created some subcategories, one for font duos and others for font trios. Let me pull one of these in. Now, the first thing you'll notice when I do that is my text styles panel updated, and the styles that I have applied to the text frames in this group are automatically added. I can actually delete the group and those remain, and they'll stay there until I choose Delete Unused Styles. So now I can apply this to anything I pull into the document. So I'm going to pull in some lorem ipsum text, and I could click in here and maybe choose the medium header and click this. And let's just try this script header. Now that's obviously too big, but I can easily edit that. So I'll go to the burger menu, choose edit, and I'll change this to maybe 30 and click OK. Now that's only changed it within what I have here. It's not changing the original asset. This works like any other asset. Once you pull it in, it's a copy, and any changes you made are to that copy, not the original asset. Now I could keep applying this to the lorem ipsum text, but let's look at a real use case for this and how it can save you time. I'm going to go to my templates, and I have a base calendar that I created. This is a year at a glance for 2025 and 2026. This has no styles applied to this. So when I save this as a template, I did that so that I can pull in a fresh copy each time. I can make changes to this and it doesn't impact the original. And I can apply whatever text styles I want. I'm starting from scratch. So again, I'm going to pull in that butterfly wildflower trio. This is a font trio that I got from Creative Fabrica, and I'll link it below. So again, I'm only pulling it in long enough to get it to update my text styles panel. I'll go ahead and delete that. Now, if you look at my layers, I have this broken down so that I can access each component of the calendar and apply a text style to it using the select same. So let me start with the year. I'll click on 2025, and then I'm going to right click over here and choose select same name. That's going to select both years on both pages. So I can open this up, and I'm going to choose the large header. Now I could change the size of this now, but I'm going to place everything first, step back, and take a look at what I want to do. I am going to center align this though while I'm here. Next, I'll choose my months. Again, I'm going to right click, select same name. Now I have a large header script, and I want to use a script font for this, but this is going to be much too large. So what I'll do is I'm going to duplicate that script, and I'm going to change this to medium. I can change the font size. I'll say maybe 24 and leave everything else the same and click OK. And now I've added a whole other text style. Again, this isn't impacting this. It's only impacting what's within this document. So I'm going to click on that. And again, I'm going to center that up. I'll go to my days of the week. Again, right click, select same name, and I have a style set up just for those. And then finally, I'll go to the monthly grid, select same name, and I'm going to choose this style here. Now, if I step back, I like the body of it for the most part, but I feel like the year is too large. So I'm going to go right to the text style, to the burger menu, and choose edit. And I'm going to change the font size to 36. Now, because I have this applied to both the 2025 and 2026 year layer, it's automatically updated both. So it's just that easy. In less than 5 minutes, I was able to take that base calendar and update it to create a whole new calendar. And I can keep doing this, saving them and starting fresh. So you've seen how you can apply it, but how do you create it? Let's go back to the original document. I'm going to get rid of that original text. I'm also going to delete my unused styles. So again, I'm back to the no style styles. And I've created a group of text frames here. Now, whenever I'm setting up these text styles, it's typically for a digital planner or notebook or a yearly calendar like you've seen. So that's why I've named these the way that I have. You can obviously set yours up however it works best for you. So I'm going to ungroup these. It'll just make it a little bit easier. Now, what I want to do is apply a text style to each of these and save them. But before I do that, I want to create a folder for them. And I'm going to do that by going to the bottom of the text styles panel and choosing Create Group Style. I have a font trio that I just downloaded called Lola, and I'm going to link that below as well. So for this group, all I want to do is name it. That's it. I'm going to click OK, and you'll see it at the top here. Anything I create here, I want to tie to this. So I'm going to do that by going into each one. I'll start with a large header, and I create all of my styles as a paragraph style. I just find them to be more versatile, but this works for both character and paragraph styles. I'll create a paragraph style with that text frame selected. I'm going to call this large header, and I want to base it on that Lola font trio. That's going to place it within that group style. I also want to pick my font in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over. I'll go to the font family, and I want to choose this Lola Serif, and then I am going to make it 48 points. Now my text frames, when I created them, are already centered up, so I don't have to do that. So you can see over here in my text styles, because I based it on the Lola font trio, it's automatically placed it within that. So I'll go to my next one and again, do create paragraph style. This is going to be large header script. And I'm already in the font subcategory, so I'll just do that while I'm here. This is going to be the Lola script. And again, I'll make it 48 points. And I want to go up to style and then base it on the Lola font trio and click OK. That's all I need to do. So you can see it's right there. And I'm going to do that for each one. Now I need to make my text frame just a little wider here. I'll go into my medium header. Now you could also make changes up here and then just choose new style from here. I just find it easier to start from down here. So this is going to be medium header. It's going to be the exact same as the large, but it's just going to be a bit smaller. So I'll go to font, serif, and then this will be 24. So I'm going to do this all the way down and speed it up, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so I forgot to change the font family or what it was based on. So here's how you can do that if you do this. So you can see that it's not within the group here. So I'm just going to click edit. I'll go up to style based on Lola font trio, and it's automatically moved it. So I'm going to speed it back up and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so I have all 6 text frames updated and they're all saved here under the Lola font trio group. So what I'm going to do is select all 6 of these. I'm going to Command G to group them, and I want to name this layer. So this is going to be Lola font trio. Whatever I name it here is what it's going to be named in my assets. And it's really important that you group them up. If I took all 6 of those and put them in my assets, they would each be individual, and I don't really want that. So I'm just going to take this, I'll drag it over, and I can drag it right into the subcategory that I want to add it to. It's just going to take a second, and then it'll add it and pop right back into place. I'm all set. You can see I have it here in my assets, which means this is going to carry over into other documents. So I'm going to go into that calendar, and I'm just going to remove this group. So I will go to the burger menu and delete that group. It's going to take it back to the original. I'll pull this Lola font trio in and again delete it. You can see it's here in my text styles. So I'll just do the same thing I did before. I'm going to select the year here. I'll click the large header. Now, because I had this centered up already, it went ahead and centered it for me. So if you save the text style centered, it's going to do that. I might change the size of this, but again, I'm going to place everything first. I'll click on month, right click and select same name. And this time I do have a script font, so I'll select that. Days of the week. And I'll choose this. And then finally the monthly grid. And again, in less than I think 3 minutes that time, I created an entirely new calendar. I can make any adjustments that I want to this. I'm already seeing a few. So I want to adjust that large header size a little bit. I'm going to go to the font and maybe make it 40. All right, I think that's better. And because I had that applied, it applied it to both. You can also see if I zoom in here, this is a little too close. I actually don't need my text styles for this because I like the size of this. Since I broke my calendar out this way, all I need to do is just select one of the months, right click and select same name. I'm going to choose this transform objects separately from my contextual menu up here. Whatever I apply to one is going to apply to all. I'm just going to bring these up a little bit just to move it away from the days of the week. I might actually do the same thing with the years here. I have a little bit of breathing room there, so I'll just move that up. And that's it. Again, I've created an entirely new calendar that I can now save. I can pull my template in again, apply a whole other group of text styles, and I can continue to do that in a much more efficient manner using assets. If I want to, I can go up to the top here and I can choose export assets, save them, and import them into my iPad. And again, as long as those fonts are on my iPad, I can use them there. Again, I've created a tutorial on how to do this in the iPad version and linked it below. If you have any questions or a suggestion for a tutorial, I'd love to hear it, so let me know in the description below. If you like my teaching style and would like to see my full-length classes, you can find them on both Skillshare and my own learning site, The Creator Collage. Again, those are linked below. I have lots more tutorials coming to my YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, you might want to check out one of these two next. Thanks for watching.